Aloha, everybody. Warm up for Thursday, November 5th. I'm giving you a hint right now. If you do this entire thing and understand this entire thing, your homework today is going to be so easy. Okay, I think you'll get the homework done in like 10 minutes. Okay, I almost feel bad for not giving you enough homework, making it too easy for you. I want you to work hard this year, right? I'll just have to toss and turn while I sleep tonight, feeling bad for not giving you enough work. Okay, anyway, hopefully that's the case. Hopefully you come away from today saying, oh man, that was easy. I'm going to get some extra con minutes this week or something, right? Use that time wisely. So here we go. The diamonds, okay? Copy all this down. When you copy it down, in case you ever forget, put the little times and the plus in there. Remember, this is the product. If you don't have those words down well yet, then you keep writing them until you feel like they're stuck in your brain. Okay, product is the answer to a multiplication problem. Sum is the answer to an addition problem. Copy all these down and do your best. These are kind of some fun problems here. I want you to use these four numbers, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and come up with a math problem. You can do whatever you want, right? You can do 2 minus 3 plus 4 divided by 5, whatever you want. Use those four numbers to make a problem where the answer is 120, one where the answer is 14, one where the answer is 45, and one with 19. See if you can come up with those. These are some tough puzzle problems. You got to play with them a little bit, okay? I will give you answers when you come back. But before you go real quick, I wanted to tell you that the fraction, remember you have a numerator over the denominator. The number on top is called the numerator. The number on the bottom is called the denominator. Okay? You got to learn that language, right? Because we refer to them and you want to know. Okay? You don't want to be translating. You want to have that in your brain well enough that when someone says numerator, you know that's the number on top. Okay? Well, fraction is equal to a half if the numerator is half of the denominator, right? Example, 7 is half of 14. So 7/14 is equal to 1/2. Okay? Now, a fraction is greater than, that symbol right there means greater, it's bigger than a half if the numerator is bigger than half the denominator. Back to our 14ths. 7/14, 7 exactly half. 8 is more than half of 14. So 8/14 is greater than 1/2. And I didn't tell you the next part, but hopefully learning those two, if they make sense, you know that if the numerator is less than half of the denominator, like 6 is less than half of 14, then 6/14 is less than 1/2. Okay? If you know those things, these become easy. Okay? And boom, that's tonight's homework. Look familiar? Yeah, comparing fractions to 1/2. Is it less than? Is it equal to? Is it greater than? Right? Okay, so let's do this. Okay, copy it down. Go try them. Come back, and then pat yourself on the back because you did so awesome, right? All right, we'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, welcome back. Let's get these answers. What two numbers have a product of 42 and a sum of 14? 8 and 6. Now, what two numbers have a product of 2 and 8/10 and a sum of 7 and 4/10? Oh my goodness, this looks hard. Well, what two numbers multiply together equal 28? Remember? Because what we're doing here when you multiply decimals, the first step is pretend there's no decimal. So I think of numbers that multiply together to equal 28. 4 and 7 have a product of 28, huh? 4 and 7, that's a 7 and 4. Oh, how about 4/10 and 7? Well, when I add 7 plus 4/10, remember the decimal of the 7 is to the right. So you line those up. And then when you add, subtract, or compare decimals, you line them up and then fill in zeros if it helps. Okay, add, the decimal comes straight down. So that works when I add, when I multiply. Remember the rule? Pretend there's no decimal. Multiply. 7 times 8 is 28. And then you have to figure out where's the decimal going to go. Now, I did not have to move the decimal over at all for the 7 to pretend it was a whole number. It is a whole number. But for this, I had to move it over one spot in the 4/10 to make it a whole number so I could pretend. Okay, so if I moved it over one spot in my problem to the right, I have to move it over one spot in my answer to the left. And that works. Okay, if you got that, good job. How about 54 hundredths and 1 5/10? This is a tough one. Okay, but I do know that 9 times 6 equals 54. 9 plus 6 equals 15. So why don't we try this? 9/10 and 6/10. Again, line up those decimals when you're adding. Decimal comes straight down when you're adding. And I get 1 5/10. And when I go 6 times 9, I get 54. I had to move it over one spot to pretend there was no decimal there, and one spot to pretend there was no decimal there. That's 2 spots total. I got to go back 2 spots in my answer. Boom, got it. All right, same idea for this one. 56 hundredths, 1 5/10. This time we're going with the 7 and 8. 7/10 and 8/10. Okay. Now, what problem could you come up with here? Just multiply them all. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24, and 24 is the same as half of 24. 12 times 10. 12 times 10 is 120. Okay, easy. Boom, 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 right? Multiply, multiply, multiply. How about add, add, add? 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 4 is 9, plus 5 is 14. So far, so good. Easy enough, right? All right. How about this? I'm going to use parentheses for this one. 2 plus 3, what's that? And 4 plus 5, what's that? So the sum of 2 and 3 is 5. The sum of 4 and 5 is 9. And if I don't put anything in front of that, in between those, I'm going to multiply. 5 times 9, 45. I could put a multiplication sign if I want, but I want you to know that you don't have to. If you don't have anything in between those 2 sets of parentheses, then you're going to multiply them. And same thing here. If I had 8 parentheses 3 plus 4, that's 8 times 3 plus 4. 8 times 7. Okay? All right. The next one, how do you get 5? Okay. That one, oh, I'm not getting 5. I'm looking for a 19. I'm sorry. And I'm going to have to come back to you on that one. I forgot what I was thinking on that one. We'll figure it out. That's the 45. We need to figure out what the 19 is. Yeah, we'll figure it out. On to these fractions. 7/12. When I double 7, I get 14. So that means 7 is more than half of 12. Right? And when I think of it, 6 is half of 12. So that's bigger than half of that. So this fraction is bigger than half of a half. It's greater than. All right. 4/7. When I double 4, I get 8. So 4 is greater than half of 7. 4/7 is greater than a half. When I double 3, I get 6. 6 is less than 7. So 3/7 is less than a half. When I double 7, I get 14. 14 is less than 16. So that means 7 is less than half of 16. That means 7/16 is less than a half. Okay, 6/11. I double 6, I get 12. 12 is bigger than 11. That means 6 is greater than half of 11. That means 6/11 is greater than a half. Going backwards here, right? 8 doubled is 16. That means 8's more than half of 15 because 7.5 is half of 15. 8's bigger than that. So 8/15 is bigger, so I write 1/2 is less than 8/15. Make sure it's always pointing to the smaller number. Now, 25, when I double that, what do you get? 50, huh? So 1/2 is the same as, it's equal to 25/50ths, and the same thing ends up being here, 50/100ths. All right, so we got this. Can we figure out how to get 19 here? Okay, I actually did all of these without mixing these up. You could have mixed these up, but here's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to do 2 plus 3 times 4 plus 5. Now, if I have adding and multiplying in the same problem, what do I do first? If you're thinking multiply, that's good. Remember, the order of operations says you multiply before you add or subtract. Multiply and divide before you add or subtract. So I'm going to do 3 times 4 first and to get 12. Now I have 2 plus 12 plus 5. 2 plus 12 is 14 plus 5 is 19. Whew. Thought I was going to forget that, didn't you? Psych. All right. Hopefully you have fun with that. Hopefully you did well. And if you did, especially if you did these, well, this homework that you're going to get next is going to be easy. Okay. Take about 10 minutes. Get that choke. What is rock and roll? All right. Have fun.